Good afternoon, everyone. This is Professor James Koshar, your Management 362 Organizational Behavior Instructor, coming to you from Berryville, Virginia. Think just outside Winchester, about 45 miles northwest of our nation's capital. On this Saturday, the 3rd of September, I've got a little bit after 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good afternoon again. And what I do is try to push out a YouTube video every week going over what we've done in the past week and what's coming up, just as a way to kind of connect. It might be kind of one dimensional, but at least so you can see me and get some verbal advice, if you will, on what's going on. Hey, just want to go over some things in the course. First of all, we got 16 great students in this class. The terms are only 8 weeks long, or quarters, whatever you want to call them, and they go by fast. So tomorrow would be the last day of the first week already, of week one. First thing, a couple things to help you out on this course. Review the course syllabus. Look over the welcome letter that I sent you. And another thing to remember is if you ever need anything, you call me or email me. A couple of you have already. Good job. You want to also make sure for your text that you've got the 13th edition of the Hell Regal Slocum text. When we do some case studies, if you find that you don't have that case study in your book, if you don't have the 13th edition, you let me know and I'll send it to you. Okay? Some other things. Keep up with the assignments when we have discussion weeks. What I'm asking for you to do is post your initial posting plus respond to 2 other classmates. So to be considered for the highest grade, if you will, for the weeks where we have discussions, you want to have those 3 postings, right? Your initial one, and respond in substance to 2 other classmates. Another thing is, and I know you know this, but when we have the written assignments, do your own work, right? Don't plagiarize, or don't over quote and reference other sources, throw that into your work and think that's going to count. You need to know that for all of your courses, for this course and all your courses where you hand in written material, the university has us utilize, the instructors utilize a software system called Turnitin. You should be aware of this. And it measures, if you will, the originality of your own writing. Okay? And Columbia College looks at anything that's greater than 40% of another source, not your written word, is unacceptable. Okay, and it should be sent back to you to redo. So don't plagiarize, don't steal anyone else's work. You know what I'm talking about. And don't over quote word for word or cite someone else and then correctly cite them and then say, well, but I didn't plagiarize. Well, what you need to do is on your readings and research, take the material in and then explain it in your own words, and then cite or reference where applicable. Okay? Any questions, you contact me. Talking again about, plagiarism. I've had people outright use other students' work. I had one student, they did that and forgot to take that other student's name off that work submitted. All your work should have your own name on it, of course. Identify yourself, the course, the date, etc. Make sure you do that. One other thing, midway in the course, you'll be sent a link from the school, and they'll be asking you to evaluate this course. Please take like the 3.5 minutes it takes to fill out the evaluation. I'm kind of proud that in my classes I usually have 50 to 60% of the students that are in that class respond, but then it always makes me wonder about what happened to the other half. You're customers of Columbia College, okay? You want to go ahead and provide your feedback. which is read and reviewed at the highest levels of the school. And what we want to see, all of your instructors want to see, not just, yeah, this is fantastic and this is great, but what can we improve on, right? Or what might we be doing that's way out in left field, okay? Your comments mean a lot. In this past week, people introduced themselves. You had chapters 1 through 4 to read. I'm looking down at our friend the syllabus, and you did the self-assessment. It said write a brief 2 to 3 paragraphs. Gosh, I had some folks write a couple pages. Outstanding. And you want to remember on self-analysis assessments like this, they're just where you are at that moment in time. They might provide a baseline in going forward and things for you to work on. The most popular area that I find that we all need to work on have to do with diversity and culture, things like that. Okay, had some people say, "Well, I did very well, except on the culturals aspect component." Hey, we all need to work on that. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. For week 2, you got a quiz you need to complete by Sunday over chapters 1 to 4. It's open book. Can't be easier than that. Please go ahead and do the quiz. Next week 2 is chapters 5 and 6. You have another quiz on chapters 5 and 6. And then you've got this is our first week of a discussion assignment, which has to do with that movie that's, 31 years old, The Breakfast Club. Review that and respond to the questions in the discussion thread about organizational behavior, characteristics, and post that. If you have any problems in the content area finding stuff, let me know. For those of you that are experienced in this course, things have changed a little bit with our site for the better, but you still need to kind of like search around a little bit to find things. What you're learning here in this class has to do with, organizational behavior are the characteristics of people and why. You're in advanced studies of this, you would be studying about the culture of organizations and why that is important. Different aspects, different parts of behaviors have different cultures, right? The Marine Corps has a different culture than the American Red Cross. There's no judgment about it that I'm making. It's just there's differences, right? And that we have to be aware of those differences. I'll see you next week online in the discussion area. Remember, you want to do your posting and respond to 2 other classmates. I'll wish you a happy Labor Day weekend. If you're going to be driving, please drive safe. I know you know how to drive. It's the other people on the road, right? You got to watch out for. This is Professor James Koshar of Columbia College Online Studies. Wishing you a good weekend, and I'll catch you next week online.